The psychology behind people who suddenly change. Have you ever looked at someone you thought you knew and suddenly felt like they had become a completely different person? Maybe they used to call you every day. They laughed with you, shared their dreams with you, and made you feel like nothing could ever come between you. Then one day, everything changed. The conversations became shorter. The smiles disappeared. The warmth slowly faded into silence. Most people describe moments like this with a simple sentence: they changed. But psychology tells a much deeper story. The truth is that people rarely change overnight. What looks like a sudden transformation is often the final chapter of a process that has been unfolding quietly for months, or even years. By the end of this video, you'll understand why people suddenly become different, what happens inside the human mind before anyone notices, and why understanding this hidden process may completely change the way you see relationships, friendships, and even yourself. Imagine watching an iceberg floating across the ocean. Above the water, you only see a small piece of ice, but beneath the surface lies something far larger, hidden from view. Human emotions work in exactly the same way. Long before someone ends a relationship, walks away from a friendship, quits a job, or completely changes their personality, something has already been happening beneath the surface. Every disappointment, every broken expectation, every ignored feeling, and every silent struggle begins collecting inside the mind. While everyone else believes everything is normal, that person has already started changing. This is why sudden changes usually surprise everyone, except the person experiencing them. For everyone else, it happened in a single moment. For them, it happened little by little, every single day. Human beings have an incredible ability to hide emotional pain. Someone can smile while feeling completely exhausted. They can laugh while carrying loneliness that nobody else notices. They can continue saying, "I'm okay," simply because explaining the truth feels more painful than hiding it. Psychologists often explain this using the idea of emotional accumulation. Imagine placing drops of water into a glass. One drop changes almost nothing. 10 drops still seem harmless. Even 100 drops don't appear dangerous. But eventually, one final drop causes the glass to overflow. Most people blame the final drop. In reality, the glass was filling long before anyone noticed. The same thing happens inside the human mind. A single argument rarely destroys a relationship. One criticism rarely changes someone's personality. But hundreds of disappointments, ignored emotions, and repeated experiences slowly reshape how people see the world. When the final trigger finally appears, everyone believes that single event caused the change. It didn't. It simply revealed a change that had already been happening. Another important truth is that our identity is never completely fixed. Many people grow up believing personality is permanent. Modern psychology tells a different story. Every experience leaves a mark on the brain. Losing someone you love changes your priorities. Failing after years of hard work changes your confidence. Being betrayed changes your ability to trust. Achieving success changes your expectations. Even becoming a parent changes the way your brain processes emotions and responsibility. These experiences don't just become memories, they slowly become part of who you are. Sometimes suffering makes people kinder because they understand pain more deeply. Other times, suffering makes people quieter because protecting themselves feels safer than opening up again. Neither response is unusual. Both are human. Another reason people seem to change is because they stop pretending. Many people spend years wearing invisible masks. They avoid conflict. They hide opinions. They say yes when they desperately want to say no. They become the version of themselves that everyone else expects, but pretending requires enormous emotional energy. Eventually, maintaining that mask becomes impossible. When people finally choose honesty over approval, those around them often say something surprising. "You've changed." From their perspective, however, they haven't changed at all. They've simply stopped hiding who they really are. Perhaps the most misunderstood form of change is personal growth. Growth often looks uncomfortable to people who benefited from the older version of you. The person who once accepted disrespect now sets clear boundaries. The person who constantly apologized now speaks with confidence. The person who always chased approval no longer feels the need to impress anyone. To some people, this looks like arrogance. To psychology, it often looks like healing. Real growth is rarely dramatic. It happens through thousands of tiny decisions repeat.